Welcome to our top list. Today, we will take a look at top 10 countries to avoid traveling to. Number 10. Mexico. Mexico is infamous for drug cartels and drug-related crimes, and violence is a big problem there. It is highly advised to travel only during the daytime, if you do decide to visit this country. However, take into account that swine flu is also a problem in Mexico, with frequent epidemic outbreaks. Number 9. Algeria. Neighboring country of Libya, Algeria as well, is not safe to travel to. Kidnapping, bombing, homicide, happen often there. In recent years, suicide car bombings have been on the rise as a preferred terrorist tactic. Especially dangerous is considered the Kabylie region. Number 8. Libya. If the prospect of getting back home with malaria doesn't scare you, know that Libya has a 67% crime rate. Crimes like robbery and theft, carjacking, drug trafficking, homicide by the use of guns and knives, happen every day. If you want to be safe, it's best to avoid this country. Number 7. Venezuela. Once a prospering country, with the largest oil reserves in the world, Venezuela and its citizens are now devastated. After a disastrous economic crisis, with the inflation rate going up over 1 million%, and an expected rate of over 10 million% by the end of 2019, people are left desperate. In search of food, some go abroad and seek work, whilst others are out on the street fighting for basic necessities. This led to extreme violence and theft. Number 6. Nigeria. Besides being on the list of the world's most dangerous places to drive, Nigeria's safety level suffers for far more reasons. Despite it being a cheap country to visit, you may want to stir away from it. Crimes such as rape, robbery, carjacking and assault are common. Number 5. Colombia. You may be lured by Colombia's picturesque beaches and cities, but unfortunately, violent crimes, such as homicides, kidnapping, drug trafficking and robbery are still commonplace. Although in recent years the safety level has improved considerably, it is still advised to avoid visiting this country. Number 4. North Korea. It may seem that with the relationship and communication between South and North Korea constantly improving, it is a good time to visit North Korea. But that might not be the case quite yet. Given the unpredictable character of their supreme leader Kim Jong-un, it's best to stay away from this country, at least for now. Number 3. Pakistan. In Pakistan as well, the presence of local and foreign terrorist bands, often targeting civilians and foreigners, poses a threat for tourists. Oftentimes, these bands go around places where tourists are expected to be, such as nightclubs, events, and restaurants. Number 2. Saudi Arabia. Visiting Saudi Arabia is not easy. One has to be sponsored by a local, but even that does not necessarily mean you would be granted a visa. Furthermore, there are a number of terrorist groups, some linked to Al-Qaeda, spread around the country. Number 1. Syria. Once a prospering country, with beautiful lands and historical buildings, Syria has become a battlefield. Since the war began almost a decade ago, in 2011, Syria is now practically completely under ISIS control. Definitely a country you want to avoid for the time being. That was our top list. Did you ever travel to any of these countries? Tell us about your experience in the comments below.